Everyone fucking hush. That's what I need right now. Fishery gums. Right, I can come off that now. As soon as the video's up and running. Right. Fucking hell. Right. Is it up and running? We good? We good? We going? Because I can always just cut this part of the video off at some later stage. Although I might want to take mute off so I can actually see if I hear myself come through. Yep, coming through on the video, so I got audio coming through for myself. I don't know if you're coming through, although you've got to do the whole change your settings shit, haven't you? And that's course you've already got it set. You watching? Because you're a dick. I'm literally still at the beginning screen at the moment, and you'll see when it pops up, you'll be like, hurry up and press a fucking button. Why are they still doing adverts for GTA? Because they've... Yeah, it's not even... Yeah, I know, but Red Dead's gonna kill its community. That's the thing, though. Like, I've kind of come away because it was just so much of a filler. Proxy Warrior started broadcasting. Your audio is included. Yeah, no shit. I am the Proxy Warrior. Right, is your ad finished yet? Cool. Right, so I don't know how far your lag will be for the advert. But anyway, welcome to Gaming for a Friend. First episode and pilot as an attempt to try and actually do something for a change. So, concept is the idiot that you'll eventually hear at some stage or another wants me to play a game and give my honest opinion on it, depending on if he wants to play or not. So, typical you fucking crackle as an introduction. But as it stands, starting on the first game, we're going to start with Valkyria Chronicles. I've only just started the game myself, but we're not going to go through my playthrough, we're going to go back through the beginning of the game, so you get to see everything that begins off to the start. So, obviously, begin where it needs me to do, press any button. Just so you know, I pressed A. Any questions, Brendan? Pipe up and talk. And if anyone actually sees it in the chat, I pressed A. Because just like most women's buttons, you struggle to find them. You fucking started. So welcome to the introduction. I'll leave you with the 2-minute long video at the beginning as I go and check my audio on my fucking headset because I need to change it from game to chat. Also, I've got too much background sound. But yeah. Yeah, you can obviously tell it's as if Sega didn't kind of give it away a bit, but it's very anime styly. And obviously the so from the trailer bit, I'm waiting for you to start like linking up like Asuna and like Kirito. Yeah, well, yeah, I was waiting for you to say. And the best part is her sword is a rapier. Right, so I'm now going to skip the next little bit because that's obviously the full cutscene done. Welcome to the actual introduction screen. That is throughout the entire game as well. And there's loads of like cutscenes, so you can very much tell it's Japanese based, like going on like the way like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. The Valkyria Revolution. We're going to do a new game because I'm not taking you through mine. And we're going to go from normal because it's the hardest difficulty. Easy pussies. And we've only got like a 30-minute long video to make.
Ragnite.
Here
A
we go.
mysterious
More story
ore
for
that
that.
emits an azure glow. It contains a magical energy known as mana. Its discovery brought prosperity to the masses, thanks to a select few who could wield its power through alchemy. In due
Yeah, I'm
time,
gonna try and go quiet
the
for, like,
mana
voiceover
engine,
bits so you
an
can focus
alchemic
on that.
device that uses Ragnite as fuel, was invented in Europa. The processing of mana itself became an industry, allowing the masses to access alchemy and sparking a revolution. This Azure Revolution transformed Europa. As the demand for Ragnite grew, so too did the conflict between countries.
When you see the map bit, all I want to do is actually get a map of the world at the
Thus
moment and go, ooh,
began
look,
the
Europe.
Age of Imperialism, in which countries would expand their borders through aggressive military action. The revolution transformed mankind's history into one of endless war over the Azure
I don't want to take
mineral.
them on when it gets there, unless because I'm like level 99. Right. Now that you've finished that little story bit, we're now going to come up to another story bit, which kind of leads into what's happening and how the process of the game begins. Which is really weird. So,
The Kingdom of Jutland.
we're now set
September 15th,
100
1954
years
BC.
after
On
the
this
point
day,
of the game that you'll be
100
playing.
years ago, the European Liberation War that shook the country came to an
So,
end.
so from what I've got from the principle of this game at the moment,
is lively in celebration for the centennial anniversary of the country's freedom.
big war happened, the country that you're in won it, and it's already portrayed as that. You find out a lot of like the end game stuff now. So during the opening trailer, you would have seen the one character you play as, who looks like the character with the big guy with the sword with the great black brown jacket on, surrounded by 4 people, three other blokes and a woman. This is about that 5 and what they specifically do. Yeah, what they did even. Yeah. So in a second you'll be coming up to a little reading bit that hasn't got words over, so you need to read it quickly. So they're called the Circle of 5, and that's who the story follows. But you're playing as one of the characters of this 5.
Meanwhile, in a grove far away from the bustling city, 2 people from the Institute of Alchemy stand before a grave.
I'd like to know the truth, Professor.
The truth? What of?
I've
I'm
been
now trying to see what
researching
bit
the
you're
Liberation
reading
War
or
for a
watching.
long time, and after going through the records, I've begun to have some doubts. Like, did the traitors really commit treason?
The Elsinore trials have ruled it as such. The history books paint a similar picture too.
I've seen the court records written by Lord Donovan Lindegard. The 5 traitors conspired to thrust Jutland into war for self-interest. They incited the citizenry to rise up, leading to the death of thousands. But is it even possible to start a war through personal greed alone? That conflict is now referred to as the Liberation War. The name speaks for itself. Doesn't the country as we know it exist exactly because they rose to action? Professor, you come from a line of instructors that spans 5 generations, all of whom taught at the Institute. And the time of your great-great-grandmother's tenure is of particular interest. I've heard that Princess Ophelia and the leader of the traitors, Amlet Gronkair, were classmates and her pupils. Have you heard anything from your family about that period? How did the traitors feel? What did they think? Or why did they lead this country down the path of war? If there's some hidden truth, we should share it with the world. I've looked through a lot of historical documents
There's a
and
lot of
research
cutscenes in
papers
this game,
regarding the
which obviously
traitors.
causes it to
I've
drag out a
reviewed
bit.
historical facts
Which is always
and
fun.
researched them time and again. And I've concluded that there's an important fact that remains hidden about the traitors.
And that would be?
I haven't gotten that far yet. Still, I don't believe that the traitors started a war for selfish reasons.
Yeah.
Jutland won.
Which is there's a massive point to it now.
Growth. The
So
fact that they laid the foundation for it should be ample reason why we
basically,
should think of them as criminals.
for this whole section,
If I may be so
the kid
I even think the honor of
believes
those five
that
should be
he's gone
restored.
through all the records from the war
That's
and
quite a
believes that it was
bold
unjustly
notion.
told that the traitors are traitors, that they did it for other said reasons.
There's
The
no
woman
need to restore
is
their
the
honor.
descendant of someone who was
Did you
around
accept
the
contents
royal
of that
family and
trial,
around
Professor?
the circle at the time.
They didn't want to restore their honor.
So
They wanted
basically,
to watch over this area.
she's telling the
That was
boy
their only request.
the truth of what happened. But obviously, as she's
It's
telling the
for that
truth, you
reason
play the
they
game
accepted the brand
of what
of
actually
traitor
happens at that time.
and
And you
the
find out more
penalty of
details
death
by
that
playing the game and actually being in the time period of when it happened. But
Their
it cuts back to
only
her
wish is for all
with Sid
five
Hill and
of them to
Philibert.
rest here in this land.
So,
Still, the people couldn't forgive them.
But it's clear that their request has been granted.
yeah. So
What
what
is
she
it?
what she
It
knows
was
is
done out
secret
of
knowledge.
love. A
She's been
complex
passed
one,
down
right?
the truth. But obviously, the truth to the rest of the public is not
Haven't you?
widely known.
Please, you
They were
have to tell me,
portrayed in
Professor.
the manner that they were to this point so that everything
Very
could kind of
well.
settle after what happened.
What I'm about to discuss, as you've surmised, this is a truth that's been passed down by my family, starting with my great-great-grandmother.
And then obviously,
Listen to it in its entirety, and then decide for yourself if this is a tale that should be shared with the world.
and then obviously we go from here into the actual game. Only take me 12. It's only taken me 12 minutes just to the beginning of the game. It's a long load up. It's lots of cutscenes. Although you can skip cutscenes by pressing start and pressing A to get past them, so you don't have to watch all the crap. Which doesn't bother me too much. That's easy to get past. It's fly through the moment.
October 4th, 1853,
Yeah.
EC.
Right. So now you are going to be introduced to all the characters you play as, minus about 3 of these. The rest have permadeath. So if they die in the game, you lose that character. So there is permadeath in this game.
The region of Molda, where we stand now.
So you're now going to get introduced
became
one
the
by one.
first
You're going to kind of
battleground in the
pick up
war
on your
between
people as who you've
Jutland
got.
and Ruse.
So everyone carries a gun, but then there are like 4 subclasses, and everyone has their own weapon. So the guy with the binoculars,
Jutland's anti-Valkyria
well, they look more like
squad
FKR kind of
challenged
stuff.
the Rusi Empire. They were known as the Vannergund, and their commanding officer, Amlet Gronkair, was one of the traitors.
So Amleth's the main character that we play as, but the thing is as well, which is what kind of missed out on other games like Final Fantasy 13. So you go around with like a small squad in the same game together, but you can flick between them, and you actually control them in battle type. So you can pick 4 characters that you kind of take in. But you're now going to get more of an introduction to each
That
person.
racket you've been making is getting on my nerves.
Huh? I'm just, trembling with excitement.
Looks like we've got a tough one over here. I expect great things from you, Private Anderson.
You can count on me.
I must be excited too. That's why I can't stop trembling.
You're just
Which
scared.
one?
You're right.
You ought to be following my example, little boy Blue.
It's because he's the oldest member of the squad,
Paragon of vitality, vivacity.
so he's a veteran.
Ugh, I'm surrounded by children. War's about to break out and you act as if you don't have a care in the world.
So Helena.
Excuse me, Miss Bridget. Surely you're not.
Yeah, so obviously girls always portrayed like massive eyes in this kind of art style, where the blokes are like squinty, a bit more closed.
You're the brattiest one here, Isaac.
Just to
You're
specify.
quiet as always, Tilda.
You're pretty calm yourself, Bridget, even though the enemy is practically within reach.
That I am. Strangely so.
when
Once
the
the
first battle
battle
phase is
starts,
done,
who knows what
I
will
will go through and give you the
I've been
introduction to
waiting
like
for
each
the day to
character as
take
well,
revenge
so you
on
get a bit more rundown of everyone you've got.
I'll give no quarter.
Well, we have been pushed around a lot by the Rucks. Everyone has some grudge against them, big or small.
We'll see how it kind of plays out a bit more in a second.
They couldn't find any medicine for her in time.
She was so nice.
No, it does not lack permanence.
This is unacceptable. As if we'll let an economic blockade kill us. We're gonna die. We'll go out with a bang.
So basically, this war ignites because they're a small country that are surrounded by other countries that have blockaded them, not allowing them to get supplies in. Basically, they're trying to force famine on the country. So
far as I am able.
they end up rebelling
But
and
I have
turning
taken up the
against.
sword alongside you.
So they end up starting
We
up the
must
war
break
and kind of
free
going from
the
there
clutches of imperialism
to try and
and
like
put an
stop
end
the
to this
blockade so that the country
unjustly
can grow a
imposed
bit.
embargo.
But the Circle of the Five do it for a specific reason, which will be
Amlet Gronk
at the
here.
end, towards the end
Yes.
of the video, you'll kind of find out a bit
I
more
must
towards
say,
what they actually do,
I truly am
what
glad
they're
to
doing
have
it
joined
for,
this unit,
whilst this is all going
for
on.
it has attuned me more closely to the will of my people.
Lieutenant Villefort. Yes, sir.
Are you on about
Princess stand down.
Ophelia and Gabbard?
Beg pardon. I still have
That
matters
is
to discuss
because
with
I don't.
so the rest of them, so they were all trained in the military together.
you. Must you always be
Unfortunately,
so obstinate?
Ophelia, who's the woman in the
Even
white, is a princess,
Highness.
so dresses so.
The dough.
And Gabbard,
Princess, when your commanding officer
and
says
Gabbard
stand
is
down,
like
you
a
stand
royal
down.
keeper, so
We're
he's
not
like
students anymore.
with her.
Helena!
So the rest of them are all standard people just going into the
Come
military,
on. Fifi's just trying her bestest,
whereas
you know?
she's royalty.
You always take the princess's side, Sarah. Why don't you become her handmaiden?
How rude! What's with the attitude?
Doesn't seem like they've bolstered their numbers nearly as much as the report indicated. Even if they had, we have our orders. Of course. Watch over the princess. Understood.
Sorry for the delay, Lieutenant Gronkair.
The little kid you're about to see in a second is not a playable character. He's an in and out kind of character.
It started.
Sir, His Majesty decreed at 0752 to all citizens of Jutland the annulment of our alliance with the Ruzi Empire. He has declared we're entering a state of war against them.
I'm assuming you just met Valens or Hans, I think his name is.
Anti-Valkyria Squad, prepare to commence operation. Our objective is to seize the outpost and take back our land from the Empire.
Everyone,
Yeah,
please,
but that's what they tend to
lend me your
do whenever
ears.
they do.
This
Whenever
is not
Japanese
just
kind
a
of cross
battle,
over this way.
but the dawn of a war for our people's independence. May the
Yeah, it's
blood
not
of
the
our
worst
own
thing in
go
the world.
unshed.
Unfortunately, when I'm trying to read
And
their
may
names,
we
there's only a
bring
couple of them that are
victory
easy.
to
The rest can
Jutland.
all
Our country.
take a run and
and
jump.
home.
Google Translate, please.
Jutland back then was in a state of poverty.
Right, so now we're getting a bit more background to
Ruzi
what's
Empire,
happened,
who is in
why
a
the cause of the war
long-standing
is.
alliance
I
with
told you
our
that the beginning of the
country,
game has a lot of
approached
cutscenes
the other
to
major
try and get
powers
into
of
the
the
main
world.
game. And then I'm still
Together,
in a
they
tutorial
launched a year-long economic embargo, which would later be known as the BRFH blockade.
BRFH. Brenland, Ruse, Frank, Hobstria. Those four powerful empires had ceased all trade and commerce with our country. With the blockade in place, the livelihood of the Judish populace was strained by a lack of resources.
It says Judish as
Jutland
well.
went to
Don't think
war
it says
under those
Jewish.
circumstances.
I thought that at the beginning as well. That was a bit of a touchy subject. There we go. I'm finally into the prologue at the beginning of the game. So you take how far? We're 20 minutes into the video, and I only have planned for these videos to be like half an hour to about 45. So I've already taken up most of my time just by the introduction to the game. But the thing for the introduction for the game, you've now got the backlog of the entire story. The artwork looks amazing. It now just comes down to the gameplay. And then obviously there's more after it about the whole leveling up system and creating items and what you do. See, look, so you've got everyone majoritively walks around with a melee weapon. The rifle and everything else kind of comes in as a sub weapon, because the rifles are actually known as the secondaries, not the primaries. Yeah, that's one to throw you off, isn't it? Which one? The redheads? That's more of a pole. So more of a spear or bladed spear. When she eventually gets it off. Yeah, here we go. So the four characters I've got. So Daryl's the one that you hate because he doesn't wear the jacket properly. I've got Amel, and I can't pronounce his name. Bridget is currently dual wielding the two swords or short swords, and Helena is with the bladed spear. And now we go to go to the beginning of the game. Right. So here come pop-ups and tutorial bits. So walking up towards a person. So much like RTSs and taking turns, you have to fill up, or much like turn-based RPGs, like the old Final Fantasies, you have to build up a gauge first before you actually initiate your action. But in the meantime, because you've got freedom of movement, the enemy gets to build up theirs at the same time. So you can block and evade using X and B, and then when you're ready to just do a basic attack, you can tap A if you're close enough. But if you're too far away, you won't do any damage. Or you can press Y, which will bring up a battle wheel, and you can do sub-actions including elemental attacks, throw grenades, or use your rifle. But rifles and grenades only have so many uses. And then obviously you can flick between. So there you go. So the gauge thing goes around their name, and you can see which one you're filling up to. When it says ready, you're allowed to do whatever you want to kind of combo.
Right.
Up and down moves through squad members.
You ready?
And then you can do left bumper, which makes you walk around solo, which means all the other characters walk around and do their own actions.
I'll give you a hand.
Partner, to which one person will team up with you, or squad and all the other remaining party members will all attack the same person that you go after.
Think you could take me?
So obviously, I've now got into combat, he's shooting at me, so I can block off, quickly roll to get too close to him, and then attack.
Alright.
You're not going to get another little tutorial bit come up. So now as well, you can actually get behind cover to recover HP whilst you're in fights, if you stay in the cover long enough. And you can also initiate ambushes. So hide here, I can look around the corner,
Let's begin
there's
the
someone
lesson.
there. Press Y, bring up my battle part. Skip through the tutorial bits. I'm sorry, I'm skipping it because I know what I'm doing, so I can show it more to you. There you go, select the rifle, so I've got 9 shots that I'm allowed to use for the rifle. I've only got 2 grenades I can carry, and then obviously you've got items that you carry. Give orders, so because you can only ever control one, you can give, with the character you're playing as, orders to other characters to use their abilities. And on the left side are your abilities. So they deal fire damage, earth damage, wind damage, or ice damage, or slash water, depending on how you feel. Obviously hidden behind here, I'm going to use the rifle quickly. I get free aim to select the person I actually want to shoot at, and then tap A.
Alright.
There you go. Right, now you're getting told about panic and surprise conditions, which basically means, yeah, you put them into a status effect, so either they'll not attack you properly or something else. And you can either, certain abilities or effects will have like double damage.
I won't go easy.
This'll be easy.
Yeah. And because you want to see her proper blade, Helena, who's normally like, this is her full weapon. And then when she uses it.
Didn't have what
Because I know you want to see her probably. The whole side view of her blade. So the blue is the Agnite thing.
The enemy forces are slow to react. I wonder if they're
So
still
that,
half asleep.
so that artifact kind of thing. So these guys have got special made weapons that have got that infused into the weapon.
Take it down.
So this is these are called tanks, obviously. As much as you know it as a mech, they call it tanks in this. So, and obviously with most things, don't attack the main body. It doesn't work that well. Attack the leg.
I won't go easy.
So just to use a quick ability, I'll show you what abilities do. So this is Round Blaze. So So you press Y, bring up the wheel, select the ability, then it brings up an area of effect. So certain abilities will do different areas. So I'm going to do Round Blaze, which has a spin effect on it. And also, if you notice on the right, it actually comes up with the stats for it, so the amount of power it does, if it does burn damage, if you actually surprise someone using it with the kind of damage it does, and how much RP it uses up if you want to use that specific ability.
Sorry about this. This'll be easy.
Trying to figure out one of these characters. One of Bridget's got it. Bear with me a second, I'm just trying to figure out something. Yeah, she's got it. So Bridget has a smoke grenade. So I'll use it now, just to show you. But if you put a smoke grenade down instead of like a grenade, it puts everyone into a state of fear. Obviously, a quicker way to get all the effects up. And also makes you slightly harder to see.
Who's next?
Big area of effect. Obviously a bit hard to see because obviously it has to smoke you out and takes all the colour away from stuff.
Our tank! It's out of commission!
Where the hell are they coming from?
So they've finally taken the bait.
Like a
Runner,
little dust,
send
yeah.
word to the motherland.
Give you more of a
Everything's proceeding according to His Imperial Majesty's designs.
There are several opinions about how the war started. One
little
theory is
cutscene
that
that we'll
a
go through.
desperate Jutland finally decided to mobilize, similar to a cornered animal. Another, that Jutland preemptively attacked due to intel that the Ruzi Empire was launching an armed invasion.
Ooh, pardon me. So obviously now we're going to play as the rest of the characters. I think we're playing as a second group of characters now. So it's going to be Ophelia,
Please do not worry
who
for my
is
sake.
the princess.
Am I not a soldier too? I can
Gabbett,
see to my own safety.
Sarah, who is the woman that's wearing a tank top.
Audaciously
I
admirable.
can't remember if she goes with
But,
Isaac or Jaldor.
Phoebe, you're still royalty, aren't ya? No princess left behind, says I. And no soldier, too.
Guarding your highness is an order from our commanding officer. You can leave your protection to us.
Yes.
Nay. Surely that would ill serve us all.
You can even take off Amuth as the main character if you want to.
It's over.
You can play. You can
You
do
mean
it.
he's dead?
Yeah. So there are certain missions
Hey,
which have sections.
you all right there?
So they'll make you take
I'm
in like a
still
group
so
of 8 characters,
inexperienced.
and you'll use them at different stages.
Nay, I must.
And certain ones are
my
expected to
country, I
take
will.
as like the minimum, but you can take more.
Phoebe!
Your Highness, wait!
Like you'll see it pop up in a minute, kind of thing. Like if there's later missions. So I'm now playing as. Oh, I'm playing as Jaldor. So Jaldor's the one with the shield and the
I'm quite
poleaxe.
all right. I can still
Fifi's
fight.
got a spear. I've got the rapier as Ophelia, and then Gabbett has got the standard sword and shield. So we're in here. So quickly. Oh, she's got smoke. I'm gonna use you.
The day is ours!
You've got the grenade. So literally, let them get close. For a grenade compared to smoke grenade, obviously smaller area of effect, but you've got to try and like aim it to get do your maximum damage.
Not a chance!
So I'm gonna get 4 with that 1 grenade.
The day is ours!
Shazam!
No match for me!
Taste my blade!
I got 5 with that grenade, and then someone else fucking wasted
In
it.
the name of Jutland! Taste my blade!
Break through!
Right, you would have also noticed just then I picked
That
up an
wasn't
item on the
satisfying
side.
at all.
Also, under certain battle conditions, someone that gets the last enemy kill does like a little victory pose. And welcome to another cutscene. So obviously this is one of those like sets up a scene kind of things, the cutscene, like showing innocence being lost. So obviously it's one of those heartbreaking moments where you realise like what war really is.
Can you stand? Princess, can you stand?
Yes.
But you also have to like notice, of course, the voice acting for it as well. Like for the people they specifically pick, I can't remember. I don't know where the voice I've heard from before, but the guy that was with her with the shield and the axe, the one that does the voice for Jaldor, he does other games or animes, and I've heard him in them.
No, the princess just won her
It's the
first
deep
fight.
voice, like really commanding. Yes.
You okay there,
I can't
Fifi?
figure out which one it is.
You look even paler than usual.
But of course, she's killed a man with her own 2 hands. Such is the way of war. However, if you intend to follow us further, you must
No, I
go
don't think it's him.
inured to death.
But it's one of those ones to try and figure out at a later stage.
You really need to learn how to read the mood. Still, what you're saying is correct. For once. Your Highness, it's wonderful that you volunteered for your country. But if I may be frank, you're a liability.
There's a
No
lot of
matter how
cutscenes in this
compatible
game.
you are with
You can definitely-
Ragnar,
that's
that
the other
has
thing
no
from a Japanese
bearing on your
game, there's a lot
qualifications
of
to be a
cutscenes.
soldier in the field. At
But-
this rate, someone will die protecting you.
I think it's majority of it at the beginning, and like after you complete like chapters,
Everyone,
it cuts back
for
out
this
to the professor and the kid,
Right now. I'm fine. Please forgive my lack
because it gives you a chance to like look at other details, like a
Rest
newspaper
assured it will
articles
be
and
my
newspaper
last.
clippings,
Fifi.
or you can just jump straight back in and get on with the game.
Amlet. I defer to your authority. Please grant me leave to continue fulfilling my soldierly
But
duties.
we'll see how that goes along.
You got this?
Yes, sir.
Then prove it.
Ooh, badass.
That work for the rest of you? We've taken care of most of their monotech, so let's finish this.
Yeah, right. So we're now going to come up to the end
Even
of the
my
story
king
bit.
father has never experienced the likes of this.
And this is true.
And if you thought that first tank was good, wait until you see
I'm
the
a
next
soldier.
one.
Defender of the people, protector of the realm.
We actually finally finished that cutscene. Right, here we go. More enemies, and I'm with a new, well, the last remaining few members of the group that you've yet to meet.
All right.
So I'm now with Isaac, who is the kid with the bloke with the claws. Tilda, who has got the shield and mace, by the looks of it, that looks more like a gun. And Bloom, who has like the clubbed double end, which I think is going to be more of like a staff more than anything. No, so I think Ophelia and Gabbert, along with Amma, because he needs to make it to the end anyway, because he's one of the circle of traitors, he needs to survive to the end. The others have permadeath.
Who's next?
Wipe out the isn't it? So you also, if you haven't noticed, along the top is a kind of battle gauge to like let you determine how well the battle's going. So if you wipe out enough enemies, like invoking fear and all that kind of stuff happens a lot quicker. And obviously it's mainly filled up with blue now because I've kicked so much ass. I think this is like the last few people to kill. I think that's it.
Who's next?
Sorry.
Yeah, kind of concept, yeah. So one more cutscene now before the last battle. Yeah, so the first tank was easy. Yeah. Jurassic Park meets Manatech.
What a nightmare. To think my unit's been routed by such paltry numbers. They don't even amount to a single platoon.
This looks like something out of a bad dream. I think such heavy mono weaponry exists.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall, right?
Yeah, well, welcome to this pain in the
I'll
ass.
take it on. Bring it! Amlet,
Target the tank and take it down.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Right, here we go. So I'm now fighting with Sarah, Ophelia, Gabbert, and Alpha. Time to like get into the last fight. So this is the last fight before you finish out like the last kind of bit of story. So similar kind of concept to the previous one. Hit the fucking legs. If there's any reason, I think that there is. This fucking little shit turns up. And also, if you notice on the ground, I don't know if you'll actually see it very well compared to what I've got. You can actually see the enemy's area of effects as well when they do big moves. So it kind of gives you a reason to dodge, or the kind of radius. Yeah, you get it later on as well.
Take this.
No damage whatsoever. You see who else does no damage? This.
It's damaged.
There you go. Time to attack their fucking heads. Smash. Do they have a health gauge? Yes, but you've got to kind of like look at a specific direction. Because I'm into like the center part of it. Yeah, let's get out of there. Shit. Roll away. Oh, bollocks. Now summon some more shitty fucking flaming cubes at the front. Obviously, if I set this solo team, all the solos will start just doing whatever they please.
Let us dance.
Also, killing these things gives you bonus XP, which you see pop up on the right.
Keep your guard up.
Right, as much as you pick up next to no XP, like you're still in the basic levels at the moment, it's just the beginning of the game. Don't expect a lot.
Keep an eye on them. Keep your guard up.
Yeah, so it's the pro tutorial, also known as the fucking prologue. Yay! Took down the fucking.
This is going well.
Use my fucking alchemy moves. See, that's the other thing as well, so I can get press Y. See, give orders, select the character you want to do it with, Ophelia, freezing ray, go into the head. And she'll do it, hopefully. Or not. Well, not in fucking time at least, anyway. Yeah, get out of there. Should probably hold X and see what X does. Piece of shit reinforcements. That already. Not gonna lie, no, you can have. So I'll do it in a second. I don't know if he is freeze ray that bitch. So if you press Y, you can have items. Obviously, items, medicine. So recover 50% of one ally's HP, more effective with a sapper, and so on and so forth. So there are items you can acquire and use them quickly as well.
That would work.
And obviously, it's like swapping between each individual character. Kind of gives you that added effect.
Not a chance. Pay is ours.
Yeah, when you're badass and throw a grenade at yourself, it's just walk away from it. And here we go. This is the final cutscene to kind of set up the whole game. Obviously combat reward, so you can get optional objectives which give you stuff. Gives you a rank. At the bottom right, the reward is the currency. So I got 260. Yay. Now pop up with your leveling screen for completing the mission.
Haven't hit my prime yet.
See, the best thing is as well, for main story missions, XP will be given to every character that you have alive. If you do free missions, which is where you go off and just do like a little bit yourself, it's only the characters that you take into it that level up. So if you have like 4 characters you take into every fight, you can level them up like massively fast. But just to make sure that you've got fallback in case you lose one of them, the rest level up with story missions. So at least then you've got kind of like a giveaway, so you can actually have people come up and play. This is all the shit that I got for free. So this is all the stuff you like. It's like effects that you pick up as you go along, or at least more abilities. And obviously they're ranked in levels, so you actually have to level up people's abilities to use the higher rank stuff. I'm going to steal all that shit. And obviously now here we go. Another cutscene filling out the rest of the story to the beginning of the game.
We did it! 'Twas a smashing success. Well done, me.
Brendan, you haven't set your audio so no one else can hear it, so it sounds like I'm talking to myself.
Don't bother.
That's just I'm a madman.
Rear guard will take care of it.
True. Our mission is to gain control of
It's
the
probably
area.
because you haven't done it in a while.
Suffice it to say, we've accomplished
No,
just
no,
that.
because apparently all they can hear is me. So they're all going... So you just got my audio going nuts.
Commander! What just happened?
The hell's he doing now?
First Sergeant
Let me see if
You're in
it's...
command. I'm going after him.
I am coming with you.
Nope, 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 nope.
Damn it all. His Majesty will never forgive me
I
for
don't
this
know.
humiliation.
I'll probably stop the video in a minute anyway, because we're getting to the 45-minute mark.
Your Excellency! The enemy!
So here you go, this is literally like... Let's give you a... So, at the moment, you know that the Circle of Traitors did the fight.
Wait,
and he's one of the Circle of the Traitors. You're now going to find out why they started this war.
idea what you're doing?
So this is the true story behind it, what they did everything else.
The entire Rusi Empire upon you! Where's Maria? What?
Apologies to anyone that thinks I'm a nut job. There is someone else talking. He just didn't authorize his chat into my video, so I look like a nutcase. I'm a nutcase. So also in a scene you're about to see, the 5 guys on the porch, they're the guys you're after.
You're Balthus Kreppenberg, one of Ruse's 4 Grand Generals. We knew you'd be here. It's why we planned this op. To kill you.
Me? Ha! Well, I do feel honored. But if you kill me now, your last chance at brokering a peace dies with
the power to wield a sword this size with one hand.
Do you really plan to take my life, even if it drags your whole country into war? Have you lost your mind?
Yes, yes
I
I
won't
have.
ask you again.
Because I'm watching this part for the second time.
Where
for
is
a
Miss
video.
Maria? 10 years ago, you and your Emperor came here to Molda. I know you took her. You took her. And you...
Holy shit! Are you serious? All this over one woman? Do you realize just how many people are going to die because of you? Ah, but you do know, don't you? You're a piece of work. You're completely insane!
You don't even remember.
Yes, just to kind of portray what you're doing. The four grand generals and the emperor of this country took a woman that ran an orphanage that these 5 kids went to. Now that they're grown up, they have started this entire war to get back at those 5 people.
She was a hell of a slut.
That's fine. It doesn't matter anyhow. I remember. I'll never forget what you Rux did to us.
Are you on the slut video bit? Yeah. Gets worse after that.
What were you just talking about?
That was their commander.
Our mission was to capture the base. We had already won. Yet you killed this man. In cold blood.
Yeah, so...
He was a grand general,
the princess
yes, but
watched
by
him
what
do
right
this.
did you take his life?
So she doesn't know that they're doing this an entire revenge plot.
Answer me, Amlet Grunker.
They think they're doing it for the freedom of the country. So it's like that whole... So it's...
Amlet.
So he's got the... So the 5 of them have it as a hidden agenda in front of all of this lot. Well, this is so you know that they're traitors. You know there's a truth behind the story. So now it's portrayed as what it is. So you're going to learn about the rest of the 5 in a second. You should have one popping up on your screen in a second.
Good work, Am.
And eventually, in a minute, you're going to get an introduction to the rest of the 5. So they're the masterminds behind this entire war on a revenge plot, but have also done it to try and free the country. Less Danny Dyer, though. For anyone foreign watching, Danny Dyer is from up north and thinks he's a badass. Did show up Piers Morgan, though.
Confirm it once more. Is it true that Jutland has attacked?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Wonderful.
You don't remember when he
We can
came
finally
down
deal
to
with the
Dorset?
Jews as we please.
And Balthus?
He did a
He was preparing to
TV
engage
show
the
called
enemy when we left. I believe we should get more information soon.
Britain's Hardest Men. And one of them...
Your Majesty.
yeah, one of them lives across the road from like the Krusty Cob or wherever it is. Not Krusty Cob, Sergeant Buns. One of them lived across the road from Sergeant Buns.
The envoy. Hail, Emperor Claudius, and well met. I, Lord Donovan Lindegard of Jutland, hope to find you in good health.
Even punched Danny Dyer inside Dorothy's.
Moments ago, I received grave tidings. The alliance between our nations has been severed by a declaration of war.
We already have knowledge of this news.
Indeed.
Right. Admittedly,
As expected of His
I'm going to
Majesty.
skip a couple of cutscenes because I've kind of portrayed everything, and I want to kind of get to the next stage to show you before I cut the
Can it
video.
be? That once contested land was...
Because I just want to hurry up and get through some bits, so you can see a bit more. As it fucking drags on. Because now we should go to... There we go. We're in the promenade.
Extra! Extra! Read all about...
Right, hopefully she can skip past this bit. Yeah, first thing you see is a fucking cog in it. Hurdy, hurdy, hurdy. Skip. See, the video is already up to 50 minutes long now. And I've only played the prologue. Here we go. I'm going to leave this cutscene because it's kind of the introduction stuff to the Circle of the Five, and we'll call the video at the end of this.
Yo! Look who's here. Today's MVP.
Just like old times. AM.
So these are the 5 traitors, or the Circle of 5.
Hasn't changed a bit.
Well, shall we begin?
See, I very stupidly was not paying attention when this
It's good to be back in our palace.
To today's victory.
Cheers! Delish. Nothing like good wine and great
They're all from
company.
the orphanage where Miss Maria was taken from. This is their hideout when they were kids.
Just like I keep telling you guys, Lady Luck is on our side.
And this is them conspiring to get
Like you
the
and Saul
5
said,
people that took Miss
war's
Maria.
our best bet.
The public supports the war, and the opposing factions are being
And
pushed
they
back.
all work in
Things
different
have been
state
set into
parts
motion.
of
Right.
like
No
the
stopping
global
now.
economy of the country.
Balthus didn't remember what he did to us.
What?
So you're going to find out
Hey,
what
you're
each one of them
joking,
does,
right?
hopefully in a second,
After
if
the
I remember
shit
correctly.
he
It's actually going to pop up with like
That can't be.
a cutscene, well, a
He
bit of
killed so
introducing
many
each person.
people. How could anyone forget so much bloodshed?
It simply shows that a small incident like that was an everyday occurrence for them.
Whoa, whoa, the hell you mean small incident?
Still, we've accomplished one part of our revenge. There is something that bothers me, though, Am.
What's that?
One squad member and the princess showed up, didn't they? After you killed Balthus?
Seriously?
Yeah.
So they saw you?
It's nothing to worry about. They saw me kill an enemy general. Nothing more.
And I guess that's fine.
Keep an eye on them. Just
See,
in
this is the
case.
part I don't get, because obviously you're going to have to start paying attention to a lot more of the story, because they're all going to start intertwining.
Anyway, that's
Like, you have
one
the
down,
squad, the actual
more to
war,
go.
and all this, and the other, going to start bouncing off one another.
Let's make full use of the coming winter for this war. We'll advance on Ruse's capital and take revenge on the Emperor. Maria should be with him.
And that's why we need to save her.
Hell yeah! I can't wait to see her again.
It's only
By
due
the
to
way,
the military training
have you
he was
heard
put in
already?
the commanding
What about
position
it?
where she wasn't.
Your rank. You're being promoted to captain.
So on a military principle, she's a... Because there's people that can use the Agnite better than other people. So the people in the squad are the ones that are prone to be allowed to use it, which is why they can wield the weapons and use all the abilities. And she happens to be a good user. But obviously, she hasn't had the same military training background compared to Amp. So she's in the squad.
Lieutenant Amlet Gronkair, in light of your faithful service, I hereby
So the squad
promote you to the
is like
rank
some of the
of
best
captain.
users of this magic
Your
shit.
Majesty.
You also have my gratitude
Including
for
her.
bringing my daughter safely home. Prithee, was she a burden to the operation?
No, sire. Princess Ophelia showed great bravery on the battlefield.
Oh,
I don't know if I
is
want to
that
skip
so?
this one or not.
Good.
Yeah, skip it, because I can't be asked to deal with this conversation. Wait, we're going to have to sort out your chat for the second video when it comes around. Also, speaking of second video, if anyone at this stage during the stream would like to suggest a game, or anyone that eventually watches this on YouTube would like to suggest a game, put it in the chat or put it in the comment section. I will look through and I will contemplate for the next one. Depending if I've got it or not. Although I will probably... Which one's that? No, because unfortunately we're not going to do that. Because it's on Xbox only. And I'm not fucking... I'm not streaming that piece of crap. At no stage whatsoever do I want to play World of Warcraft. Yeah, you can oof all you want. No one else can hear it but me. Because you're a dumbass and can't change your thing. Right, I'm hoping this is the section I wanted to show where it's going to introduce all.
Next is Ipsaria.
The Ragnite capital of the world.
So this is them planning the next
like
stage.
fun, yeah?
Actually, we're not so much going to go for it. We're going to pause. Right. So you've met Amp, who's the character in the brown jacket that we play as. The guy in the white, I think it's called Sol, and he is in Parliament. So he's one of the heads of one of the Parliament groups. Violet, who is the only female character in the group, is a spy for the military. The guy in the flame suit is called Maxi, and he runs the Magnite, a major Agnite manufacturer for the country. He actually makes all the weapons for the soldier unit you play for. And I can't remember the name of the guy in the bottom left, but he runs the newspapers. So with those 5 combined in their different sections, this is how they work out everything for the war and continue going from there. Yeah. And obviously, no, it's probably because I just had it on pause. Was just trying to get past that bit. Because I literally said I'd pause it for that moment so I could explain it. Right, skip some more cutscenes because I want to get to show you the town before I come off. Well, hopefully show you the town. Here we go. So we completed the prologue section.
How far did we get?
And I've now been taken back to the professor and the student. So you kind of like see what's going on. So in this bit, she has hidden information that was never known to the public, which you can look over. And it just brings you up with like new cutscenes and like new information in case you want to be nerdy and actually look into the background of it. So you have a glossary which is hidden behind him. You've got the history book which actually pops up with like all the cutscenes that you've seen and any hidden ones you unlock.
You're quite studious. How splendid.
And obviously, so there's 10 chapters. And the final bit, probably at the bottom of that book, is just literally a massive cutscene of them admitting that they're the traitors. Speaking to her, and she'll tell the story again, and behind her is I don't know if that's the DLC stuff or not, but it says more stories. But we're not going there. We're going to just click back on her, because I want to go back and finish this bit.
This is a true story.
And she says that every fucking time you click on her.
I can understand that soldiers die during war. However, according to your story, Professor, Amlet the traitor went out of his way to kill one of the Empire's grand generals. Why did he go to such lengths?
There's a reason behind his actions, as well as why this grave was built as the traders had requested. It could all be seen through the actions of the princess after she had witnessed him kill the Grand General.
I have someone informing me that I need to be nice to you, and also the fact that because they can't see what you're saying, that you should probably type it in the chat so people see it pop up. I know. Yeah, they just want you to do more work. By the way, he's complaining that he doesn't want to type it. He'd much rather
Why
just
don't we
talk
catch
to
our breath?
without you hearing.
Nay.
Yeah, no shit. No one wants to do a Vector. Right, yeah, this is just literally teaching you how to get past shield bearers at the moment, which is what his class is. Oh, by the way, right-clicking causes you to target. Fuck off. There we go.
In the name of justice! Turn the tides!
So obviously they take no damage from the front, so sneak around, beat the shit out of them from behind. Casually first. Yeah, just the basic.
How did this? Like this.
Told you she would. Well, I knew that you'd see that as soon as you saw it.
You mustn't push yourself too hard.
I'm just trying to skip past this. So there are 5 classes of your characters. You have scouts, which tend to do quick attacks but less damage, which is what Ophelia is. You have shield bearers, which are anyone that's carrying a shield, which is quite obvious what they do. You've got sappers. There's 2 more, and I can't remember what the fuck they're called.
This is a true story.
Right. So. No. You're already convinced that you want to play this game. You're just knowing. The art style had you to play this game. That's all it needed to convince you to play this game. The art style had you in the first 5 minutes. The fact that you found out it had permadeath probably convinced you in the top 10 minutes. And after that, knowing the fact that you'd lose characters and have to level them up and you could do it individually, and the fact that you saw some of the weapons, and the fact that you're already convinced yourself that it's a Kirito Asuna love story, you were sold.
Freet Eriksson was a colonel.
Freet. Yeah, screw Freet. I don't know what game to do next after this. Oh my god, I've got to skip all this stuff. Oh, Bomber Crew. I've played it a lot and I've almost got all the achievements, but I need to finish the game. Unfortunately, I did have to do a save game where I literally sacrificed my entire crew so I could get an achievement. When you're too much of an achieve whore. Yeah, but you actually have to. I started the game, went up, literally aborted doing the mission and killed off all the crew and then landed. Subsequently found out you actually had to complete the mission and get back. And I was there going, oh. So. Yeah, that one took a turn. So I had to do that again, unfortunately. That was not fun. That was a bit of a piss take. It took some time. Oh, these loading screens are going to take forever. Right. So in between battles, you'll be taken back to the main town. Whilst you are in the main town, you can go to suppliers and buy materials that eventually you'll be able to custom make or request custom made gear for your character, or at least Ameth. But also, the more the story progresses, potentially the cheaper items become because they are more accessible, and also a longer list of accessible items. And also, you have to go and randomly bump, you'll see it obviously on the screen already, it says story in the distance. You have to go around and find out the public's opinion of what's going on at the moment. So obviously we've just announced, so the beginning of the game is announcing the revolution. Hey ho, we're going to go and fight off everyone that's blockaded us. So, and also there's a newspaper stand so you can go and read the newspaper. So if you speak to the woman, oh my, are you the captain of the that elite unit? Dear me, I didn't know. I can't read past the equipment, but it's in the way we put the recording. Dear me, I didn't know you would be so handsome. So obviously, they hold quite regards for the captain. Obviously, reading the newspaper. Let's see what the newspaper has to say.
Nice.
So we've just taken that first territory, so everyone likes it. See, there you go. There's the shop parts where you buy items from. And this is the part where it specifies if when the war turns. So there's different street vendors. You've got metal, skin, textiles, and ragnite. You can go and buy all of that, and obviously the more you get, the more further you're in the game, cheaper stuff gets. Listen to this lady for that. So this woman here allows you to custom make, so you can either buy just standard equipment, which I'm already kitted up in standard gear, or I can order stuff. So you select which item you want to do, so coat, gloves, pouch, shoes, and then you can select materials that you've got. And obviously look, so if you look under the info for silver plate, it gives you a gun resistance of 3 to 4%. Iron plate gives you melee resistance, fire resistance, defense up, fire resistance, or magic defense up. You can select 3 different materials or 3 of the same to obviously boost the higher stat. And then at the end, so I want to have like melee defense up, silver defense up, or gun defense, and just defense up standard. Then at the bottom it tells you how much it's cost, press start, and they'll go to make it. You have to complete at least one mission of either the free mission or story mission, come back, and that item will be ready to pick up. And obviously, like, you can see random members of your squad out and about. So there's Isaac. Right, so other cool factors. So press the back button at the moment. So obviously this is this party of 4 I've got at the moment, which is Amleth. There you go, Shock Trooper. That was the one I was looking for. Now that I know who it is. So this is your little stat screen for each member of your group. So Amleth, number 4, Shock Trooper. His sword is called Caliber. And it also tells you his attack, his magic attack, his piercing damage. This is all of his stats. And obviously the 2 elements that he best works with at the moment. So he's rank 5 with fire, he's rank 4 with earth. So also, you can change the... You saw earlier on I had like ranked attacks, like different power-ups that I picked up from the last battle. Their ranks coincide with this. So because he's got rank 5 fire, I can put rank 5 fire on his battle plateau. And then obviously going through the people, everyone's different. So Ophelia's a scout, so she's got wind and water. Gabbert, water and earth, and then so on and so forth. There's only 4 classes, I thought it was 5. So there you go. Gear is very simple. This is only for like your main character. I think it equips to everything. Items, pretty much self-explanatory. So look, so you got the Ragnite. So who's equipped with what, and what it does, and what rank it is, how much MP it takes up to use, and then if you can equip it to anyone. Right, here's the harder stage to it. So tactics. So in tactics, you have, so this is when you don't play as them. So you can either make them offensive, deep support, or defensive. So this is when you're not playing as that specific person. Each person has 4 potentials. I don't know if you can change them at the moment, but obviously they have different things. So for this one, he's composed. So panic, surprise, confusion, or fear are instantly cancelled if they are affected onto your characters. So obviously you can be affected by the same effects that the NPCs can. Alchemy, like, deals damage increase when attacking with alchemy. Picky, magic attack decreases when HP is less than 30%. And Avenger, attack increases and defense decreases when in solo. So you know you had the 3 formations I was talking through earlier on. So that kind of like changes the effects, and then obviously every person has different abilities. So reading into them, you're crackling again a bit, so you're moving. Put your cider down. I can't hear you. You're suffering with your stupid mic. Now I sound even more like a nutcase. Bad, Brendan. Bad, Brendan. And then other things, priorities. So once you're not playing with them, you can set like what is their priority. So are they going to attack with melee, over guns, grenades, alchemy? They do guard or evasion more. Recovery, so focus on healing your allies, strengthening your allies, especially if it's a sapper, because they get the sapping abilities to kind of like give you bonus effects. Focus on the leaders, so if they focus on the stronger units, the ones that are close to them, further away, which means your rifles, don't use their abilities, and then you go from there. You sound off in the distance, so I can't hear you properly. And then circles, which is a really random thing, which you'll learn about later on, is there are group defense, and there are certain like cutscenes or animations or things that you kind of come across that you have to kind of go from there with. So like one of the circles at the moment is currently over here.
Hey, Captain.
And if you go do this, it gives you like a little cutscene of what they're talking about.
How are you? Good day to you.
But yeah, other than that, I'm going to call it quits there because I'm up to 71 minutes. I've been dragging out for too fucking long.
Nice.
There are other stages of the town to kind of go to as well. So there's 5 areas to go to. Walk up to any exit from the map, just at any of the ends of the road. It takes you to them. So the promenade is where you are with all the building stuff. Headquarters takes you back to the base. There are 3 other ones that pop up at a later stage. One of them is a pub. One of them is a graveyard, and one of them is the upgrade place, which is called Basil's Factory. And from there, the game continues, and you go through more. I will save this one in case we come back to it at a later date. So I'll save it on this one. Yeah, where you going now? Because I know what you're like for your art style. But yeah, so this is everything as it stands. Go for it. Yeah, you can go for questions now. No, it will not auto-generate. You have to specify. Yeah, so at the beginning, it was because it's the prologue and you haven't really been introduced to it. The characters will, for the beginning, they just follow you and attack what you attack. It is now from this point that I'm allowed to prioritize, so set up my own tactics. So it depends on who you play with, because I've even set up Amleth. So if I prioritize that I only want them to do melee attacks, focus on like the closest one to him. So he'll do melee attacks on the closest person, and then I can go like I want him to focus on grenades on that to like the rear guard, so the ones that are further away. Use alchemy, and then recovery, so focus on healing allies. But I actually don't think he's got any abilities to do that. You can, and you will throughout the game, unlock more priorities, because I've already got more on my playthrough than I have on this playthrough. Because I've actually got specialised alchemy, so the ones that he is best at, he will use that over standard alchemy. And then obviously it mentions permadeath at a later stage. Obviously, like all the see, the permadeath is announced to you in the next mission bit, because someone, so when you're fighting someone, if they get knocked down, you've got a minute to go and get to them. But I don't know if it's a minute to start with, and then it might go less. If you do not get to them and revive them, so you've got to run around and dodge everyone that's attacking you as well, and revive them, they will die, and then it's permadeath, and literally it explains to you the few members. But the thing is, at the moment, I don't know if you get a new character in to replace that person, or if it just now leaves you with empty slots, so there's no one there anymore. Yeah, I don't know if it does or not, but I know it leaves you because it says the three it leaves you with, which is obviously Anna, Ophelia, and Gabbert. But I don't know it will be on that point. Anyway, I need to call it quits. You can go too long. Yeah, actually.
What is it?
Right. Anyway, this is the end of this one. I'll probably do Bomber Crew tomorrow, or we'll do it within the next week. Anyway, have fun. Cheers for watching. Bye.